Today we're going to look at the idea of the Jewishness of the Gospels. To read the New Testament as a Jewish text, you need to be familiar with the traditions found in Jewish literature. You need to be familiar with the genuine Jewish thought, the ideas, the cultures, and have a little bit of a background understanding of the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, we're going to look at these over a time period, and we see that it is a Jewish record. When we read these 4 books, we're reading Jewish thought, we're reading Jewish ideas, insight into the culture and the times, and it was their way of life and their way of thinking. So the question that we need to ask is, does this or would these writings make sense to a Jewish reader or a Jewish listener? And remember, this is a record of conversations and events. And part of the problem for many people when they're reading or trying to make sense of certain situations or phrases, they're not reading it through the lens of which it was written. They're not reading it through crossing the bridge back into the time and culture of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah, and the disciples who were Jewish. And our understanding is often limited to our Western mindset. Sometimes it's limited by our denominational teachings. And so this often gives a non-Jewish picture, and even for some people, a non-Jewish setting, and even non-Jewish people. As we are going to examine the Christ, the Messiah, we see that this is a very Jewish idea. Jesus Christ, Christ is not his last name. Christ is the Greek word for Messiah, the one anointed, as this smearing with oil. So we see Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Messiah, is a very Jewish idea. It was founded all the way back into Genesis. And so Christ has been perceived as something non-Jewish, but this isn't true. Many times we are looking at the Greek terms, and we tend to see the scriptures through that Greek Hellenistic mindset, but it is very much a Jewish setting. And we see that even though we may say Jesus Christ, it is Yeshua HaMashiach. It is this idea of a Messiah, a Christ, a Messiah that is a Jewish concept. And again, Christ comes from a Greek word, Christos, which was used by Jews in the ancient Greek-speaking world. We understand again that the Hellenistic mindset, the Western mindset, so to speak, was very prevalent in Israel during that day. And so we see as we read the scriptures, there's a blend of culture, and it helps us to understand the Greek Hellenistic mindset, what the Roman world, the Greek world was thinking, what they were doing, and then also balance this through the Jewish mindset, the Jewish lens. Christos does represent the biblical Jewish concept of Messiah, the anointed or the anointed one, as in smeared with oil. And our question is, does this make a difference? If you view or think about the word Christ in a non-Jewish way, you're going to think of it in a different way. But if you look at it or read it or understand that Christ is a Jewish way, it is about the Mashiach, the Messiah, you will understand it in a different way. And I think it'll help give you a little deeper insight, a deeper meaning into what the scripture, the Bible, was really referring to as this Mashiach, this anointed one, this one smeared with oil. And as we start to read the scriptures, and the parables, we're going to have a deeper understanding of that time culture and just who Jesus is. The Gospels are Jewish, and we invite you to come back, invite you to like the Jewish Christian Studies Center Facebook page, and to tell your friends about it. We need to read and understand the Gospels in their historical and Jewish setting to see the real picture, and that's exactly what we want. We're seeking the truth, and we're seeking His ways, and hope you will stay with us.